Hearts. I told you guys we gapped down. Little baby gap down. Gap down. A little bit of a red candle. We'll see. I am in puts over the weekend. They do expire tomorrow, so I need blood red. Full send. I thought, now the reason why I did buy puts, we're going to break down the markets like I normally do. We're going to start with the dollar. We're going to go in the same order. Just to go over the play real quick, on Thursday, I actually bought the puts. So they are red. I was kind of thinking we would rein it back in as far as the expected move. We ended up just going up on Friday, which was no, we did. We reined it back in for like a second and then bounced. The lesser of the two probabilities, but sometimes it happens. The Lego car in the background looks sick. They're all Legos. Where's it? We got the Porsche. Lamborghini Countach, there's the Ford GT, the Red Bull Formula 1, and then we got the Lamborghini Scion. There will be in that open spot, the McLaren, that's the box for it, the McLaren P1. And eventually there will be these guys. That's actually a little guy just sitting down, and his head is a lamp. It's supposed to be a lot smaller and a smaller LED light, so I wanted to make him like hold a tire as he's walking up to each car, holding like a part. And each one will be printed the color of the car. That one ended up printing on the 3D printer 3 feet tall. So he's watching that's a little chameleon sitting in his lap right now. Anyway, so it went from like a tiny accent light to a full-blown desk lamp. 4 days green, time for a pullback. I hope so. Now, real quick, that 4 days green is putting it mildly, because here's day one, and then we gap and go to day two. And then if you thought we were gapping down, because we did at one point, we just full send it, blasted right through that. We rechecked that zone, ended up higher, which I really thought we'd play the back and forth game quite a bit more. Now, what I talked about with my group before we get into the normal schedule of streams, you're going to see this little ghost pattern of candles right here. I don't think this is a super V recovery. I think there was your dip buy. And then I think we start our grind up. And if we were to do this, I mean, here's all-time highs. We cross that sometime in, I guess we got to go to a higher time frame just to even see when that passes. We'll pass that in some year of 2029, if I'm right. Seems a little bit extreme. Honestly, I do think it'll be a little bit sooner than that. If anything, we could probably realistically look more like that. That was a lot of the questions. Is this going to be a V-shaped recovery like we saw the last time Trump was president and bragged about it in 2021? And in no world do I think that exists. I don't think. Let's see. I'm still poor, but that's okay. You got 2 years to figure it out. You watch a lot of others. I have noticed that people that try to mix my strategy with everyone else's, they tend to take a little bit longer. All right, kicking it off from the top. I am short the dollar, so I need to see blood red. That's not red. But we talked about this last week. So purple is a weekly zone. That's a reversal candle. So if you are long the dollar, that looks good for you. I'm not going to lie. Probably needs to get above this daily zone right here to be anything really. Now, I'm short the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. Green is a monthly zone, monthly time frame. I'm still short, so full send south is what I'm thinking. Sucks that we really just kind of hung out in that zone and broke through. Typically, when I see that, I do think continuation. I do have a stop if it does get any higher than this red wick right here. You know, looking at this data back here and that wick, that's where I will be. I'll be out. I'm also short the U.S. CAD, so I am pro maple syrup right now. Now we're playing the back and forth game between these two zones. I'm going to stay short until that breaks. Break up here, I tag out. Breaks down, I add on, and I continue to add on, and I make millions. And then I support the Canadians by buying probably a pallet full of maple syrup. I don't know what I'd do with it, but you've never seen that on YouTube, I don't think. Is that what I need to do to get subscribers? Is maple syrup in the futures market? And can I take delivery? Time to add to the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen short? Probably not, to be honest. That's not a good look right here. Time to add on. I would rather add on once it's below this, because if it pulls back and just kind of hits right here, we're just gonna be testing that from the top, and then we get that bounce. So no, I don't think so. Going to the monthly candle right now, we're just kind of, we could end up doing this again. Right now, that one's kind of a patient. Futures contract on maple syrup, let expire. Exactly. You got to call your broker and say, listen, I don't want that to be cash settled. I expect to be pulling up to a train yard. Yeah, with a semi. Or you come to my house with like a forklift. Drop that pallet off. That's it. Those are the two things. Dom says inverse Cody's the only strategy. All right, Bitcoin. Oh, man, for the crypto people out there. And for everybody that did give me a thumbs up. If you have not hit the thumbs up yet, you have 10 seconds to do it. That was like a fast 10 seconds. That was your 10 seconds to do it. Do me a huge solid. Hit that thumbs up. If you don't and you're in crypto, I hope it all turns out like Pepe coin. But like your coins, not mine. Because I do have a lot of Bitcoin. But holding above this zone, absolutely amazing. It's probably pretty early to be calling it. It's one of those things where I don't want to jinx it, but I did talk about we would be bullish if we could get above and hold above this 93 level. We did, and we kind of tested it a couple times. We're still above it. To me, that is amazing. So if crypto stands to make a run at all, it needs to be above this. I fully expected to pull back to this blue or this yellow zone, kind of make the higher low, and then we charge and make a run. So the fact that we didn't could be good. We probably just need to take some time off. If you guys are new here by chance, when things push up like this, they'll pull over or they'll pull back. One of the two. We just need to pull over for a little bit. Let some indicators catch up, and then we're good. He says, please stay past 2027. I have learned a lot from you. Very thankful. I'm giving myself the opportunity to check back in 2027. It might be kind of hard to quit, but the consistency, it would be hard to stay as well. If that makes sense. I got a lot of friends in the Discord, so I could be pretty content talking to them. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? Anyway, we got a couple years. Jump in the comments. Make sure you're jumping in the live streams. Futures, like I said, we are down a little bit. Let's move the expected move. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. It's very interesting. Notice where our expected move is. Right here. Now, if I were to jump back just a tad bit, you see this whole leg down. This just absolute meltdown, gap down. We bounce right here. This whole leg, that is those teal lines right there. It's just encapsulating that. And our expected move pushes us right to that level. This is the level I said last week that if we hit, I would probably sell at the money calls. The likelihood, and take that with a grain of salt, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Don't etch that in stone. But just the likelihood of us just blasting through that, not looking back like it was never a thing, highly unlikely. I mean, more likely that Putin tweets about nukes than that. Will mentorship end in 2027? Probably the whole kit and caboodle. Not the Discord. For everyone that did get lifetime, you're there. I'm not deleting it. Unfortunately, you guys are too cool. So I will continue to harass you guys. Tech has a huge week. I know we got, off the top of my head, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and I will pull it up and we'll go over it. What's the fourth one? Meta, Apple, 2027 or 2035? I don't know. You guys got to give me a reason to stay at this point. I feel like, is this mean to say I've given you guys a decade? Can I get something? Anyway, we're gonna revisit tech as soon as I talk about earnings. Now I sound like, do I sound greedy? I don't want to sound greedy. We're like a whiny little, but I feel like 10 years is long enough. Ooh, the Dow. Grandpa Dow. Looking like we're about to make a move. Probably to the downside. And if I were to just kind of trend play that out, That's why. You know, like here's our higher lows. Kind of looks like higher lows, but then you start looking like those people that do trend lines. Like they just start doing like crazy stuff. Every day is like a new trend. You're like, which one you following? You know, the one that works out later. I do have a trend line video that will be coming out, and it might resemble what I just showed you. Again, guys, been doing this for 13 years. There's just not a strategy I probably haven't seen, tried, heard about. Someone hasn't tried to sell me on it every day. You know, I do just because it works. Not that the others don't work. But trend lines they are a great visual for me. Nothing I trade. And no, you're not greedy. Meta, Apple, Amazon, what it was. That was what I was missing. I think we got a little bit aggressive on the upside. I think that one does pull back, but we're kind of lower high situation, higher low. We're definitely squeezing, trying to figure out where we're going. But here's that whole leg down that I had highlighted on the S&P. So we probably should make this a lot brighter. If you heard the beginning of this YouTube video, you can't comment while it's live. Comment after it's uploaded. Let me know your thoughts. Genuinely, I want to know your thoughts. Won't be anything I haven't heard.